Speedcafe TV is here at Avalon Raceway for the President's Cup, where 58 sprint cars, including a fleet of Americans, have shown up for the races. It's all part of the prelude to this weekend's big event at Warrnambool, the Classic. I'm with the World of Outlaws champion, Daryn Pittman. And Daryn, this is a big event, but man, winning the World of Outlaws is a tough exercise, isn't it?
No, absolutely. It was definitely a dream come true year for me back home in the States, and hadn't been on the road with the Outlaws in several years, and then got the chance to replace Joey Saldana at Casey Kane Racing, and just had a great year. So for us to go back out on the road first time and win the championship was something we could only dream of, to be honest with you. So I was really excited about last year and our accomplishments, and excited to come back over here to Australia and race for a couple races in a short amount of time also.
Well, it sounds crazy. You've done a 72 race World of Outlaws schedule, and then, hey, come down to Australia and do a few events. I mean, shouldn't you be having some time off, putting your feet up, or was the sun and the fun too good down here?
Well, the weather is awfully enticing over here for sure, but as a sprint car driver, I had a great year, but we're only getting paid if the wheels are turning and we're racing. So when you get a chance to go over and run for good prize money like there is over here at a couple of these races, and just to keep yourself sharp and make some laps. And the Classic is a race here in Australia that I've never won, and it's one I'd really like to cross off a list of races that if we could ever win it. So just enjoy coming over here. Dave April just gave me a great chance, bought one of our cars we raced this year at home at Casey Kane Racing, and so we got really good equipment, and just excited to be over here and run and try and stay sharp, and then we start right up next week, basically whenever we get home for the Outlaw deal.
So this race tonight is a big event, but it really is the prelude to what we're going to see this weekend in Warrnambool.
Absolutely. I mean, the Classic's why all the Americans are here, and that's the race. It's got the prestige, it's got the prize money and the purse behind it that brings most of the Americans over. So obviously this is a great event and fun to be a part of also, and Mount Gambier is obviously a good race also, but the Classic's the one that we're gearing towards, and we're just trying to get our feet wet and get the car running good so that we're good for that race.
The reigning champion of the World Series Sprint Cars is James McFadden, and this is a mega turnout tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It always brings the best out. We've got 20 Americans here tonight, so it should be a great night of racing, and hopefully we can get up the front.
Important night tonight, but are you looking more further ahead to this weekend with the Classic at Warrnambool?
Yeah, the Classic's obviously the one I want the most, but we'll take it night for night. These are obviously big races as well, so it's a good lead up to the Classic, and hopefully we can keep the car straight and on all fours and get some good momentum going into the Classic.
It's a long summer, but you don't mind racing every night?
No, exactly. That's we're going to do probably 40 races this year, so we'll be busy, and the more races you do, the better you get. So bring it on, I think.
Straight after Warrnambool, then your mind switches back to World Series mode, and really the last part of the second part of the season.
Yeah, it's good. These races are good. You don't have to race for points. You can kind of get after it a little more. So it's good to do that, and then back into World Series. We've got the championship lead at the moment, so we just have to consolidate on that.
We're in Avalon, but we might be in Indiana. Shane Stewart, there's lots of Americans here, and this is a pretty important meeting, not just for the President's Cup, but looking forward to also the Classic this weekend.
Yeah, big week for Australian sprint car racing, and very proud to be a part of it with Monty Motorsports and Milwaukee Power Tools, and as you said, this is kind of the lead up to the Classic, and I think there's going to be like 25 Americans that are coming out. I don't know how many are here tonight, but it just goes to show that this is a place to be. And it's cold and snowy at home, and everyone was anxious to get out of the chili bowl and get here and get to warmer weather. And couldn't ask for better weather here at Avalon. And they do a great job here at the racetrack. There's probably going to be, I think they said something around 70 race cars, which is the most that I've seen here in a long time. So it's good to see. It's good to see the big car counts. It's good to see all the American drivers, and hopefully we can have a good showing for all the fans that show up tonight.
For this weekend, the Classic, we think it's a big deal, but it obviously, in terms of attracting big drivers from overseas, including yourself and the likes of Donnie Schatz, it's a big deal, isn't it?
It is a big deal. I mean, it's the biggest sprint car race in this country, and I was lucky to win it a couple years ago, and hopefully we can have a good showing again this year, and it's probably going to be the toughest Classic that I've been involved with. you know, just having all the Americans here, and of course, like you said, Donnie's coming back, and you know, it's a big race, and everybody wants to have that race on their resume, and you know, it's a big week of racing, and there's a lot of money on the line, you know, in all 4 nights, and you know, like I said, hopefully we can have a really good, strong showing with these guys here. They work really hard for me, and I've actually been out here for about a month now, following the World Series, and struggled a little bit, probably more than what we should, but hopefully we can get things turned around tonight.
Well, one of the real legends of Australian Speedway is Brooke Tatnell, and Brooke, a lot of cars here tonight at Avalon.
Yeah, this race meeting has definitely grown into something bigger and better than what I ever think they thought it would get to. But you know, with the influx of Americans that we've got coming for the Classic each year, this gives a lot of them a night to have a shakedown run. So, and look, I enjoy racing here at Avalon. I think it's a racetrack you got to sit up and manhandle it and get in and have a crack at it. And so to me, it's a fun racetrack.
Looking forward to this weekend, then down to the Classic. I mean, that gets bigger every year as well.
Yeah, the Classic really has. You know, this will be interesting to see. This is the first year they've gone to a 3-day event. You know, which means you've got a split field. You got some guys on your first night, some guys on your second night, and you know, you got some guys complaining that one night's tougher than the other. But the reality is, you got to race against everyone come Sunday night. So what does it really matter? But yeah, it's definitely grown, and you know, I think it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I think that's definitely Classic's always been a big thing. But I think you know, the sport of Australian Speedway really needs to take their hat off to David Mills and the Premier Club for how hard they've worked to get it this big.
And it obviously is a special event if you can win it, isn't it?
Oh, it definitely is. You know, it's one of the 2 major races in Australia that as a race car driver you ever want to win: the Australian title and the Warrnambool Classic. And you know, the Classic has, you know, really grown because of the international flavour, the qualifying event for the Knoxville Nationals to get you into that World Challenge race. So it's definitely a huge event. You know, this really is our Bathurst of touring car racing.